Hare Krishna, everyone. Thank you for joining. It's to Mangalacharan. Om Ajnanatimirandhasya Jnananjanashalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namah. Shri Chaitanya Manobishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayyam Tadati Swapadantikam. Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yutapadkamlam Shri Gurum Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sagana Raghunathanvitam Satam Sajivam साधवेतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधा कृष्णापादान् सागणललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितंश्च हे कृष्णा करुणा सिन्धु दीनबन्धो जगत्पते गोपेश गोपिका कान्ता राधा कान्त नमोऽस्तुते तप्त काञ्चन गौराङ्गी राधे वृन्दावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्तवृंदा नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्ण पृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमति भक्ति वेदांत स्वामी इति नामिने नमस्ते सरस्वती देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देश तारिणे मूकं करोति वाचालं पङ्गुं लङ्घयते गिरिं यत्कृपातमहं वन्दे श्रीगुरुं दीनतारिणं परमानन्दमाधवं श्रीकृष्ण चैतन्य ईश्वरं गुरुवे गौरचन्द्राय राधिकाय तदालये कृष्णाय कृष्णभक्ताय तद्भक्ताय नमो नमः हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्णा हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे. Hare Krishna, everyone. Wishing you a very auspicious Radha Kunda Ashtami and Bahula Ashtami today. So today is the appearance day of Radha Kunda and Bahula Ashtami. We'll discuss briefly about this. I don't know how much time it will take, but we'll try to cover within the next 30 minutes or so. Poonam Mataji, would you like to talk about this?
हरे कृष्णा माता जी वैसे आप ही बोलिए, हम आपको सुनेंगे.
अच्छा, ठीक है. I'll speak for a little while because I know a couple of people here will have difficulty with Hindi. So let me speak just a little, and then if opportunity arises, please also present what you prepared. So let's talk about Bahula Ashtami first of all. This is a very nice story, but so Vrindavan has many forests, right? There are so many forests there. There are 12 main forests. That's why it's celebrated as Dwadash Kanan of Vrindavan. So there are 12 main forests in Vrindavan. There are 7 main forests that are to the west to Yamuna, and there are 5 forests that are east to Yamuna. Okay, so those 12 forests are divided like this: 7 to the west of Yamuna, 5 to the east. Amongst those 7 forests to the west of Yamuna, there is a one or forest called Bahula Van. And this is the same area actually as Radha Kund also. Radha Kund is situated in that same area as Bahula Van. This forest is famous for many places of pastimes of Radha Krishna and his associates and their associates. Like there is Mansar over there. There is Sankarshan Kund there. And actually one of Radharani's very dear friend, her name was Bahula. That Gopi used to live in this forest, and that was her hometown. And so that place is also named after her, after Bahula, Radharani's friend. But also there is a pastime that happened here about a cow, and that cow is also called Bahula. So let's hear that story. This story is very famous in the scriptures. And actually, today, some of you may have heard that today is also a Hoi Ashtami. So all of these, all of our these days, all of these festivals, I was reading about them. They're very much closely interlinked. They're very much, they're deeply rooted in our scriptures, and we may call them sometimes by different names, but they're very deeply associated with Lord's pastimes. So Hoi Ashtami, and I used to celebrate that as a child. I have actually celebrated this almost every year as a child, and I did not know what is the significance of this. So I realized over last few years the significance of that is that a Hoi is celebrated by mothers and children. So basically, it's a mom that fasts for her kids, or a mom, you can say mother, who's asking for protection of her children. So it's a festival that celebrates mother and child relationship. You can call it like Mother's Day, according to our Vedic understanding. It is like the Mother's Day. So, and I did not know this, but now in our Krishna conscious movement, Bahula Ashtami is very famous. And both of these stories, both of these are very much linked. So I'll tell you the story of Bahula Ashtami, okay? Why this is a mother and child celebration. Why is that relationship celebrated today? But also for us, Bahula Ashtami means protection given by the Lord to everybody, all living entities. So let's hear that. So there was a cow that lived in that forest of Vrindavan. Her name was Bahula. Once she was drinking some water from a pond, okay, and a lion came, and that lion wanted to eat her. So she got very scared, but she was more scared for her child, her calf, who was waiting for her mother to come back and feed him milk. And the child really needs protection from the mother, care from the mother, nourishment from the mother, and he has nobody else but her. So if she suddenly disappeared, if this lion ate her, then he would be completely distraught. He will have no maintainer, no protection. And he will be very confused that my mother just abandoned me. He will not know that she was eaten up by the lion. So she pleaded to the lion that, I always keep my word, I always keep my promise. I promise to you that I will come back, but just let me say goodbye to my calf. Because, we all have attachments in this world and it's very hard to give up. And we think we are the maintainer of everybody, although it's the supreme law that's maintaining everybody. But still, out of a sense of duty towards her child, towards motherly affection, and she just wanted to say the last, goodbye to her child. And she wanted to feed her calf one more time. So she went back. Now she fed him and she told him that, I will not come back again because I have made this promise to the lion. When calf heard this, he was very indignant. He was like, why do you have to go? I can go. I mean, you are old anyways. I'm young and healthy, and that lion will feel better nourished by eating me. You don't need to go. I will go on your behalf. You just stay here. So calf wanted to go. Now cow and calf, both started protecting each other and started arguing that how the other person should not go, and they all wanted to be in the line of fire themselves and throw themselves in front of the line instead of the other person. Now they were arguing like this, and the Brahman who owned this cow, or who was giving shelter to this cow, he came and he heard them quarreling. So they told him the whole story. So Brahman said, "Hold on, who told you that either of you can go? Both of you are under my protection." And we are talking about a different yuga, okay, different yuga altogether, where the lion is so virtuous that he let the cow go. The cow is so virtuous that she will come back. The calf is so virtuous that he wants to go in place of his mother. And the brahmana is a real brahmana, not like today. It's a real brahman with proper godly saintly qualities of being the topmost consciousness in amongst all human beings that are possible. So the brahmanas have they have all the attributes, all the good qualities of all Devi Devtas, all demigods. They are contained in a Brahman. So Brahman said, "I am your maintainer, I am your protector, you are under my shelter. If I have given you shelter, then I am the one who needs to go in front of the lion, not either of you. You are under my care, you are my dependents. So my dependents cannot be thrown in front of the lion like this." So he said, "I will go." Finally, they kept arguing like this, and then they ultimately decided, okay, let the lion choose, let's all three of us go. So all three of them decided to go. And now lion, Again, this is a different yuga. So lion is now thinking, okay, I promise that I'll eat only one of this family, so I should not ruin the whole family. And but I need to feed myself. That's my nature because I'm a carnivore. I need to eat meat. So I need to eat one of them. But who should I eat? He was thinking what to do. I cannot kill the Brahman. That will give me, Brahm Hatya ka paap. I'll get the sin. Although, animals don't get any karmic reactions. But still, he's thinking like this, what to do? And then at that time, it is described. It's a very short story. There are not many descriptions and details available, so it's not coming in any of our scriptures that we read, like Bhagavatam and Bhagavad Gita or Chaitanya Charitamrita. So the details are not very well described, but what is described is that Sri Krishna came, Lord came, Supreme Lord, Supreme Personality of Godhead came, and as soon as lion saw him, lion was completely satiated, his hunger was gone, and lion actually is described that he was none other than the Dharmaraj, if you know, is none other than Yamraj. So, and we heard a story few classes back about another story of Dharmaraj, when he was guiding in the form of a dog all the Pandavas back to their eternal destination. So, if you remember, that's the Dharmaraj. So, it is described that Krishna came and he protected all three, and he pacified the lion, and lion was completely, immediately surrendered and immediately satiated, and from that day on, this pastime of Lord of saving Bahula and the other calf and the Brahman is celebrated as Bahula Ashtami because it happened on this day, Ashtami of the Kartik month. And there is actually, if you go there, there is a deity. I don't know if I have a picture. There is a deity of Krishna with this Bahula calf, and the Brahman also, and the lion all submitting to him. So how he pacified, how he completely satisfied all living entities. But this is the reason that this is celebrated as Bahula Ashtami, Ahoy Ashtami. Mother and child relationship is celebrated today. Mothers fast for their children, and we basically, seek the protection of the Lord. That in all circumstances, He's our only maintainer. He's our only protector, and we should completely depend on Him for protection, and not try to come up with any material solutions. So that was the story of Bahula Ashtami, but I mainly wanted to discuss about Radha Kund because the main point of discussion today. So today's Radha Kund appearance. Let me ask you, who all has been to Radha Kund in Vrindavan? Who has seen Radha Kund, some pictures, or has been
I've
there?
been to Radha Kund.
Very bored.
Yes, last year.
too.
Yeah.
You've been there, Poonam Mataji, and of course, Nirbhay Prabhu and I have been there.
Me too, Mataji.
Oh, wow, very bold. Wonderful. Okay. So let's, I cannot describe the glories of Radha Kund in my own words because it is very, very high supreme destination, even in the spiritual world. So in the material world, it is the topmost destination. It is, what do you think is the topmost destination? Is it Vegas or Hawaii, or you want to go to, Switzerland, Ireland, or some other exotic place like that, Mauritius? So actually, our scriptures describe that Radha Kund is the topmost destination. So it is the most auspicious place in entire cosmic manifestation in both spiritual and material world. And why is that? Because it is non-different from Radharani. And if you understand, Radha Ashtami was, I think, last month, and we discussed about glories of Radharani. If you understand Radharani, then you can understand, and it is very difficult to understand Radharani, but just in a few lines, you can understand then the importance of Radha Kund. So, Krishna is completely full of all love, all joy, all bliss, all prema. And the goal of all devotees, the goal of us, our life's goal is to attain Krishna Prem. We want to reawaken the love of Godhead within us. We want to reawaken the supreme love of Krishna Prema within us. Now imagine Krishna is a person. Okay, he's not darkness, he's not light, he's not effulgent. Supreme Lord is a person with emotions, who exchanges relationships with people, with devotees. He reciprocates with us according to our different moods, our different intentions. He reciprocates to our desires. So he is a full Purn Purushottam Bhagwan, full of all opulences, all qualities. He's the source of all sources. He's the cause of all causes. He's the proprietor, maintainer, complete protector, our a true friend, our only well-wisher. Okay, that's Supreme Personality of Godhead Krishna. He is the source of all love in this world, and all of us are looking for just love. If you think about it, anything that we do in this world, it is done, especially if it is done with pure intentions, it is done for love or joy. It is done for love and happiness. We want love and happiness in this world. Those are the two things that we want in this world, love and happiness. So now imagine Krishna, a person, if he separated that love from himself, and that love, that prema, Krishna prema, took the form of a person, it became a person. Okay, that person is Radharani. That person is Srimati Radharani. That love of Krishna, if he separated it from himself and it manifested as a person, that person is Srimati Radharani. So Srimati Radharani is actually our goal, right? And it is also described that she is the source of all joy that we experience. So, when we do various services, when we do various spiritual activities, when we hear classes, when we do kirtan, when we do deity worship, when we eat prasadam, when we go to the temple, there is this deep internal bliss. Even actually, forget spiritual activities, even material activities, whatever bliss you feel, you travel somewhere, you go somewhere, do something, whatever bliss you are feeling is coming from Radharani. So she is the source of all prema, and she is the one who gives you the joy that you feel when you do these spiritual activities. Okay, so that person that is made of nothing but Krishna Prem is called Radharani. You know how we are made of all these five material elements, this Panch Bhoot, air, water, earth, fire, ether, and all this. We are made of mind and intelligence and ego. We have gross body, subtle body, whatnot. We are made of this very contaminated body we have. But Radharani is made of Krishna Prem. She is the manifestation of nothing but pure love for Krishna. Now imagine if that love for Krishna took a liquid form, if that Radharani took a liquid form and became water, that liquid, that pond is described as Radha Kund. So Radha Kund is the liquid form of Radharani. It is the liquid love of Krishna. It is the Krishna Prem. That is why our scriptures describe that as soon as you take bath in Radha Kund, you will immediately be infected with Krishna Prem. Just a COVID patient, you touch, you go close to them. If you touch them, you will get COVID or you will get flu or whatever contagious disease. So Radha Kund, if somebody wants to be infected, wants to catch this transcendental disease of Krishna Prem, this divine affliction of Krishna Prem, then they should take a dip in Radha Kund. So that's the position of Radha Kund. But like I said, very hard to describe in my words. So let's read something from scriptures that describes the glories of Radha Kund. So there are two verses that I want to show you. The verse is very long to recite, so we'll just read their translation. Okay. Now these verses we are reading from Nectar of Instruction. Nectar of Instruction is translated into English from a granth, from a scripture called Updeshamrita. Updeshamrita was written by Rup Goswami, who is one of the Goswamis of Vrindavan. And that was translated by Prabhupada because that was all in Sanskrit. So it was translated into English. Updesh means instruction. Amrit means nectar. So nectar of instruction. And this is a very small book. It has only 12 verses. And these 12 verses take you from the most superficial aspect of this material existence, like from most superficial, what we do here in this world, we do sense gratification, we get angry, we enjoy with our stomach, or with our tongue, or with the genitalia, or with the fill our belly, all those things we enjoy in this world. So that's where it starts, that we should control our speech, our taste, our mind, our anger, our stomach, all those things. So from a very superficial standpoint, it starts like from a very, very, very low consciousness. It starts that first of all, let's get over those propensities to enjoy this world. And through the 12 verses, Rup Goswami takes us to Radha Kund. So it will. So the whole book talks about, first of all, controlling our urges. Then it talks about what we should do in this world that is good for devotional service, what we should avoid in this world that is bad for devotional service, how should be our relationships with devotees, how should be our relationship with people, how we should reciprocate with people of different caliber, how we should reciprocate with people of different consciousness. And then slowly it advances to what is the best place for a devotee in this material or spiritual world. Okay, so ultimately it comes to Radha Kund. So let's read these two verses. Can anybody read this translation? This is verse 11, then we'll read 12.
Mataji, I can read.
Yes, Mataji.
Hari Bol. Of the many objects of favored delight, and of all the lovable damsels of Rajabhumi, Srimati Radharani is certainly the most treasured object of Krishna's love. And in every respect, her divine Kunda is described by great sages as similarly dear to him. Undoubtedly, Radha Kunda is the very rarely attained even by the great devotees. Therefore, it is even more difficult for ordinary devotees to attain. If one simply bathes once within those holy waters, one's pure love of Krishna is fully aroused. Haribo.
Let's read the next one also. And then, of course, if anybody wants to read this whole purport, Prabhupada has described the glories of Radha Kund in this. Oh, where did I go? Oh, I'm sorry. We had to read 10 and 11. There are only 11 verses. So Mataji or somebody any devotee can read this one. This was actually one before this verse.
Haribol, I can read. Can I read?
Yes, Mataji, please.
In the Shastra, it is said that of all types of fruitive workers, he who is advanced in knowledge of the higher values of life is favored by the Supreme Lord Hari. Out of many such people who are advanced in knowledge, Gnanis, one who is practically liberated by virtue of his knowledge may take to devotional service. He is superior to the others. However, one who has actually attained prema, pure love of Krishna, is superior to him. The gopis are exalted above all the advanced devotees because they are always totally dependent upon Sri Krishna, the transcendental cowherd boy. Among the gopis, Srimati Radharani is the most dear to Krishna. Her Kund lake is as profoundly dear to Lord Krishna as this most beloved of the gopis, who then will not reside at Radha Kund and in a spiritual body surcharged with ecstatic devotional feelings render loving service to the divine couple Sri Sri Radha Govinda, who perform their Kal- Kalya Leela.
Ashtakalya Leela.
Kalya Leela. Their eternal eightfold daily pastimes. Indeed, those who execute devotional service on the banks of Radha Kund are the most fortunate people in the universe. Haribol.
Haribol. So it says, this verse is describing that in Shastras, there are different type of people described. Most common people are karmis or fruitive workers. Fruitive workers are those that are working for themselves or for their family or for some money, for some name, fame, promotions, personal gains, basically, for self-satisfaction. But out of those karmis, then there is a next level. After those karmis, there is a next level of people, those that are advanced in the knowledge of higher values. So they have scriptural knowledge. They are called jnanis. So Gyanis are people who are not so much absorbed in this world. They are more detached, they cultivate knowledge, they read scriptures, they cultivate higher values, good consciousness, like that. But more than Gyanis, the people that are engaged in loving service to Krishna or have acquired pure love of Krishna are more superior. They are called devotees or bhaktas. Amongst the bhaktas, the topmost bhaktas are called gopis, because gopis, and we have covered this topic many times, that gopis are the topmost devotees of the Lord, because they're completely surrendered to the Lord. They consider him their only shelter, their only protector, maintainer. And they have complete, uninterrupted, unmotivated loving service for the Lord. So they are the topmost devotees of the Lord in the entire spiritual world and entire manifestation. But amongst the gopis, there is one gopi that is especially dear to Krishna, and that is Srimati Radharani. Srimati Radharani is sometimes, described as a devotee, but we should know that she's actually our Swamini, she's actually our Bhagwan, she's non-different from Krishna. She's basically the energy or the feminine aspect of the Supreme Personality. So that Srimati Radharani is most dear to Krishna. And so her lake, her Kunda, that pond, is very profoundly dear to Krishna. And this is the place where Radha Krishna spend a lot of their time. They actually, in the spiritual world, remember everything that you see here. If you see Vrindavan here, then there is Vrindavan in spiritual world also. This is just Bhom Vrindavan. But there is Vrindavan in spiritual sky. There is Govardhan in spiritual sky. There is Yamuna there in spiritual world, because Radha Rani would not come down unless all these things were there. So once upon a time in Golok Vrindavan, before Krishna and Radharani descended to perform their pastimes 5,000 years back, Radharani told Krishna that I will not go down unless there is Govardhan there, Yamuna there, my Kund, Radha Kund, Shyam Kund there, and Yamuna there. I will not go. So Krishna reassured her that don't worry, all those things have already descended. And that's where we will perform all of our pastimes. So in spiritual sky also, these pastimes take place at the banks of Radha Kund. Actually, it is described in other books also that Krishna spends about 6 hours of his day. This is his midday. Midday ka jo time hota hai na, afternoon. He spends about 6 hours of that time of his leelas with very confidential pastimes with Radharani and gopis in that at that Radha Kund. So this is the most fortunate, most auspicious place, and only the most fortunate people in this universe reside there. That next verse Mataji read was saying that actually it is very hard to achieve, very hard to attain residence at this place. And for ordinary devotees, it's even more so. Even for pure devotees, it is very difficult. So let's talk about the story of appearance of Radha Kund. How did Radha Kund appear in this world? There is a pastime there that happens. And this pastime comes in Srimad Bhagavatam, 10th canto. You can all read about it, or Krishna book if you have that. The slaying of Arishta, the bull demon. So what happened was, you know how Kansa Maharaj would send all these demons to Vrindavan to try to kill Krishna and Balram. And so once he sent, and this is one of the last demons. That's why this killing of Arishtasur happens during the month of Kartik. So month of Kartik is going on, as you know, and many important things happened. One of those things was killing of this Arishtasur demon. And few days later, Kans Maharaj had sent the next demon, which was Keshi demon. And soon after that, Keshi demon was the last demon that he ever sent. Because after that, he sent a Krura to bring, he realized by that time, Kamsa realized that, okay, sending all these demons to Vrindavan is not going to work. They're playing on their home field. So we need to bring them out of their home. And I will kill them here in Mathura. So he sent a Krura to get them. And he had his trained wrestlers and a very huge elephant, and he had arranged this wrestling match, and finally Kansa was killed. So all those pastimes, Arishtasur killing of Keshi demon, and Kamsa Maharaj killing, all those things happened in Krishna leaving Vrindavan, and all those things happened in this month of Kartik. So killing of Arishtasur happened. Okay, so Arishtasur was a bull demon. He was a very huge bull. if you read this chapter, actually very each and every verse is melodious in Bhagavatam anyways, but this demon was very ferocious looking, very big, hump on his back. You know how bulls have a hump on their back, and that hump was so big. See, it is described that it was touching the clouds. Clouds looked like they were hovering just above the Arishtasura's hump, mistaking it for a mountain. So it looked like a big mountain. And when they saw this big bull coming, all the Brajvasis became very fearful. And they started, whenever they became fearful, their only shelter was Krishna. So they will run to Krishna. And they were all running around crying, Krishna, Krishna. And when Supreme Lord saw that the whole Brajvasis, all the community is very distraught and they're running away, he said, don't be afraid. And he called out to the bull demon as follows. He said, you fool, what do you think you're doing, you wicked rascal, frightening the cowherd community and their animals when I'm here just to punish corrupt miscreants like you? And in this way, Lord Hari had a fight with him. So, he likes a good fight. So he fights with them like a cat might fight with a mouse. He could kill them within a second, but he sometimes likes to play with his victims. So Krishna, what would he do? He would fight with them, then let him go, then he would charge again, then he would again throw him around, and then the demon will come back again. Like a proper fight for all the Vrajvasis to watch. So in this way, finally, Krishna ultimately seized Aristasur by the horns and threw him back 18 steps, just as an elephant might do when fighting a rival elephant. So in this way, he finally killed him, vomiting blood and all this, kicking his legs and rolling his eyes about. Aristasur got killed. So now Aristasur died. Okay, this is not the story. This is just the background. What happened? Aristasur died. Now, Krishna thought all the gopis, Radharani would be very pleased, because after all, he has killed this huge demon that was tormenting the Vrajvasis, so they should all be very happy. So he went to gopis, and gopis were very happy. They were singing his praises and they were very thankful. But Radharani was not happy. So Radharani, he said, don't come near me, don't come close to me. She held him off. So he said, why are you not pleased? Everybody's so pleased that I killed this bad demon. He said, you know what you have done? You have killed someone of Govansh, of a cow family. So you have committed Go Hatya. You have committed killing of a cow, basically, because killing a bull means killing someone from the cow family. So you have committed the very most sinful act of Go Hatya. So you cannot touch me, you cannot come near me, because you have done such a contaminating act that you need to purify yourself. Krishna tried to plead with her, but he said, okay, if that's what you want, I will purify myself. And she said, you have to take bath, not in just one holy river. It's not like you can go in Yamuna or Ganga and just take a bath and say, okay, I'm purified now. No, you have to go purify yourself in all the sacred holy places and all the sacred rivers in the whole world. In the whole world, there are so many sacred places, so many holy dhams, and they each have such holy rivers. You have to take bath in each of them. So Krishna thought, now Krishna felt a little arrogance coming in him. I don't need to go to any holy place. They are all my servants after all. I can call them here. So he called all the holy places to come to him. So he called on them, and all these, Prayagraj and Varanasi and सारे जितने भी holy dhams हैं, they all came to him, and all the holy rivers, Saraswati, Narmada, Ganga ji, they all came, and they all came with folded hands, because each of them, according to our Vedic scriptures, is a person. So each of them has a deity that controls that dham, that controls that river. So that deity, that personification came, and he instructed them that make me a pond or a kund and pour your water into them, and I will call it Shyam Kund. So it's called Shyam Kund or Krishna Kund. Okay, so there are two kundas. We are not talking about Shyam Kund. Now, Shyam Kund's appearance also happens, but it's the Radha Kund that's more important to us. Krishna's Kund is not so important to the devotees, actually. So he instructed them, make a kund. So right now we're talking about Shyam Kund, okay? He said, make a kund and pour your water into this hole, and it will be called Sham Kund from now on. And then he bathed in it, and he told Radharani that, look, I have bathed in this pond, which is full of all holy waters from all holy rivers of the entire world. So Radharani said, okay, that's that's great. But Krishna said, now I am pure, but you blamed an innocent person for protecting you, actually, for protecting you from a demon. You have you have shown such cruelty to me, shown such hostility to me. So now you are contaminated. You also need to purify yourself. So Radharani and Gopi said, okay, then we can also make a kund with all the pure water. Don't worry, we will make a kund. So gopis, it is described that gopis with their bangles, okay, they started digging. And this is described as the place where actually when Arishtasur was fighting with Krishna, his hoof had made a big hole already in the ground. And then they further made it bigger with their bangles. And with their hands, they started digging, and they thought, okay, we'll now fill this with water. So Krishna offered, you can take water from my kund. It already has all the water from holy rivers. But Radharani refused that. No, my kund will have. I will not take water from you. You know, they're like right now in this man mood. You know, when she goes into man, meaning this transcendental anger, then she is sarcastic with Krishna and she's fighting with Krishna. So she's not going to be, she's not going to accept anything from Krishna in this mood right now. So she said, she refused. She said, no, we will get water from Mansi Ganga. And you know that those of you who have done Govardhan Parikrama, Mansi Ganga is also on the route. Actually, when we did Parikrama, I remember Mansi Ganga was the first place we went. So, and Radha Kund, Sham Kund come at the very end of the Parikrama. So they said we'll take water from Mansi Kund. So actually Mansi Kund is, at least in nowadays calculation, Mansi Kund is not that close that you can just get water from there so easily. So Mansi Ganga has Ganges water. It is all Ganga. It is only Ganga's water, but it is Ganga's water, which is very pure. So they thought we'll get water from there. Now the gopis started trying for this, but it was very hard. It's very hot, you know, Vrindavan is so hot, and to get water from Mansi Ganga all the way to Radha Kund was not easy. So then all those rivers, all those personifications, the deities of different dhams and rivers that had come to please Krishna, they appeared in front of Radharani and they came to request that please accept our water into your kund, just like Krishna accepted it in his kund. Please accept our water into Radha Kund also. So please take it from Sham Kund. So then Sham Kund's water entered into Radha Kund upon the appeasement by all these rivers. And so Krishna, and that's how Radha Kund appeared actually. And this pastime happened in this on this day, today's day of Ashtami. And that day Krishna declared that whoever takes bath in this pond is most dear to me, because this has water of all the sacred rivers of the entire world. It's not even just India or that area, it's the entire world, and all the holy dhams have put their water in this. So this is most auspicious, most sacred, most holy place on the entire cosmic creation, and whoever takes bath in this will immediately get Krishna prem. And I will show you a verse where Krishna says that this is as dear to me. It is just like Radharani is dear to me, her Kunda is also very dear to me. So he says, this is the verse, he says, Yatha Radha Priya Vishnostasyaha Kundam Priyam Tatha Sarvagopeshu Saivika Vishnur Atyanta Vallabha. Just as Radha is dear to Lord Krishna, so her bathing place Radha Kund is dear to him. She alone is his most beloved of all the gopis. And then he also says, sorry, trying to find them. Yeah, somewhere it's written another place also. He says the same thing, that this Radha Kund is very, very dear to me. This is a book that I found written by one of the devotees, Radha Krishna Pastimes at Radha Kund. So because they have so many pastimes there, because every day they are spending so much time at Radha Kund, there are many, many pastimes described in this book actually. there, and of course these pastimes are the topmost conjugal pastimes that are possible. So they may be hard for us to understand at this stage of our uh, devotional service, at this stage of our spiritual progress, but just wanted you to understand the importance of Radha Kund and how whoever bathes in it will get Krishna flame. There are many pastimes that have happened in this place. One of the pastimes is that our beloved Prabhupada actually got instruction from his Guru Maharaj to go to the West and spread Bhagavad Gita's instruction in the Western countries, in the English-speaking countries. So Prabhupada got instruction from his Guru Maharaj to do this seva for the whole world at the banks of Radha Kund. Another pastime that happens, well, let me ask, who knows which of our great acharyas have spent, I've mentioned it before, but let's see who can answer. Which of our acharyas have spent some time at Radha Kund? And there are several, so you can name a few.
Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Mataji.
Chaitanya Mahaprabhu for sure, but what is Mataji Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's role in Radha Kund's appearance? Do you know? So
I think
Chaitanya,
he was who kind of went there and found it, right?
yeah,
Mataji, Raghunath Das Goswami ji.
yes. So both of you right. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is none other than Krishna, and he uncovered both these kundas. So when he came, so remember that over the time things degenerate. So the Radha Kund and Shyam Kund got actually all the places of pastime in Vrindavan. As you see Vrindavan today, the Vrindavan had gotten covered by the forest completely. And all the places of pastimes of Radha and Krishna were lost. Like Kalia Ghat kahan hai, Vamsi Vata kahan hai. All these pastime places were lost. So actually Chaitanya Mahaprabhu discovered many of these places, lost places of Radha Krishna pastimes. So he came to this place called Arita Gram. And this then he was told, he was realized that this Arita Gram is actually nothing but Arishta Gram, because as we go into the Kali Yuga, the way things are pronounced, the way things are named also changes. So Arishta Gram, where Arishtasur was killed, became Arita Gram. And so he talked to many people there, and they told him stories about everything. And then he finally uncovered these two ponds, very great ponds. And they were at that time called Gauri Kund and Kari Kund. Gauri means one that belongs to the fair one, and Kari, the one that belongs to the one with black complexion. So these were two ponds in like a paddy field. And they were further excavated, and Mahaprabhu realized that these were none other than Radha Kund and Shyam Kund. So actually he uncovered them. He put Rup and Sanatan Goswami in charge of seeing to their proper establishment of the Radha Kund and Shyam Kund again. So that's the Mahaprabhu's relation. Of course, there is Mahaprabhu's Baithak there. There are many Baithaks. Baithak means sitting place. So if you go to these holy dhams, you will see that at these important places, important pastime places, wherever Lord has done his pastimes, he has engaged in some relationships with devotees. At those places, many of our acharyas, many of the great transcendentalists, devotees, spiritualists, they will sit there and meditate, because these places have very a different quality of energy and ambience and vibration there. So they're transcendental places, and so it's very easy actually to meditate there. Because you're so completely connecting, you're easily able to connect to the divine and connect to the names of the Lord and really focus on the pastimes and everything like that. So these places like Radha Kund has many sitting places. Sitting places मतलब बैठक है वहाँ पे, जैसे महाप्रभु की बैठक है, Raghunath Das Goswami, Rup Goswami, Sanatan Goswami, they all have their sitting places. Sitting places is the Baitak. And actually, Raghunath Das Goswami, I was telling you, spent the maximum time there. And he used to give Srimad Bhagavatam and God Leela classes there at the banks of Radha Kund for 40 plus years. And who used to sit in, very important personality used to sit in these classes that later on went to write a very important scripture for us. Who is that personality that used to hear the Bhagavatam classes of Raghunath Das Goswami and Chaitanya Leela from Raghunath Das Goswami in those at Radha Kund. Who is that Acharya? Yes, Nirbhipru.
Krishna Das Kaviraj Goswami.
Yes. And what did he write?
Chaitanya Charitamrita.
Very good. Yes. So Krishna Das Kaviraj Goswami used to sit in that audience in amongst those students and used to hear very, very diligently. He used to hear the Chaitanya Leela and the Krishna Leela from Raghunath Das Goswami at the banks of Radha Kund. And later on, he was empowered to write. At the age of 90, he wrote this granth called Chaitanya Charitamrita. So many other places and many other people have their samadhis there. Raghunath Das Goswami, who spent so much time there, his samadhi is there. Actually, Nirbhay Prabhu, if you remember, we went to that samadhi of Raghunath Das Goswami where 24-hour kirtan goes on, 24-hour uninterrupted kirtan goes on, one after another. There is somebody always doing Nam kirtan there, Harinam kirtan goes on. I don't know if you remember. So that was his samadhi there. Then there is samadhi of Krishna Das Kaviraj Goswami, Raghunath Bhatt Goswami, and their bhajan kutis are there, their sitting places are there. There is Pandav Ghat there. There are वहाँ पे 5 trees हैं, 5 trees, which are supposed to be the 5 Pandavas when they were on their either Vanvas or after they ran from the Lakshagra, one of those times they spent some time in this area, this place. And so this is all. There is a place called Pandav Ghat there. Gopal Bhatt Goswami's kutir is there. Lalita Kund, Lalita, who is the Sakhi, a very dear Sakhi of Radharani, her Kund is there too. And if you read in the Ashtakam that we were reading, the 8 Sakhis, the Ashta Sakhis of Radharani, they all have their kunjas. Kunjas are the garden groves. So, you know, in a forest or in a garden, there are these groves meaning like the place that is completely covered by like these creepers and ivies and flowers are all around, so it creates like a little cave kind of place. So those are called kunjas, and so all Ashtasakhis have their 8 kunjas around Radha Kund. Yeah, so it's a very beautiful, very tranquil place, very, very peaceful and most auspicious, most fortunate place for our devotees. We should go there, and actually Prabhupada gave us the etiquettes to go there. So can anybody mention what are the etiquettes to take dip in Radha Kund? Like, what should you do? Jump into it and start bathing, or what should we do? What is the etiquettes? Yes, Mataji.
माताजी, एक बार प्रभुपाद अपने शिष्यों के साथ कुंड पर गए थे स्नान करने, तो उनके शिष्य उसमें घुसते के साथ जैसे जल क्रीड़ा करते हैं तो उस तरह से पानी उछालने लगे थे। तो प्रभुपाद ने उसी वक्त हम मतलब सभी को रोक दिया था कि ये राधा कुंड इसके लिए नहीं है। राधा कुंड तो हमारे लिए सबसे ज्यादा इम्पोर्टेंट है, इसलिए गौड़ीय वैष्णवों के लिए उसमें ज्यादा नहाने के लिए शायद माताजी मना है ना, या फिर नहीं नहाना है, ऐसा कुछ है।
Sure, yes, Mataji. So Mataji is saying, I'll just translate. Mataji is saying that once Prabhupada went with his disciples to Radha Kund, and people here are so easily just swimming, they just see a pond and they just jump into it and start swimming. And so that's what they did. But actually that can be offensive because you have to enter into Radha Kund with great reverence, with great respect by offering prayers, and ideally not put your feet first. So if you go with some devotees, with some seniors who can guide you how to enter into Radha Kund, that's best. When we went, we basically, you can do Achman. So we did Achman. You can put the water on your head and then respectfully, prayerfully, you can enter into the water. We did not enter because we were we were not sure. So we did not go inside, but we put our head inside the water. So you can put your head, you can put your water on your head, but we did not enter with the feet at all. You can, but in a very prayerful mood, very respectful mood, not just jump in like sporting frivolously, not like that. Like it's not like a swimming pool where you're just sporting. So those things have to be careful about. Any other points, Mataji, in your reading that you want to highlight? or anybody else wants to share that I might have missed?
माता जी, अपने राधा कुंड पर है ना, नित्यानंद प्रभु जी की जो जानवी माता जी है, उनका भी कुछ पढ़ा था कि वो वहाँ, उनका भी वहाँ एक घाट है, जानवी
Yes,
माता
ma'am.
जी।
Yes, माता जी, जानवा माँ की बैठक है वहाँ पे, जानवा मास बैठक is also good. Yes.
Mataji, you said something Achman. Now, is that the one to, clean the hands, or is that the one to put it in your mouth?
Mataji, we did both. We did our head and we did not hand. मतलब hand तो साफ हो गई ही, लेकिन put it in your mouth and put on your head.
Yeah, but okay. Just tell me the meaning of Achman.
हाँ, so Mataji, Achman, when you do Achman, you do like when you do DT worship, you do Achman, right? So we do drinks, we clean our hands, you put some water on your hands, you clean, and then you also drink a little and put on your head. So all three are part of the Achman.
Yeah, okay. Now
हाँ,
I kind of understood, because before I thought that you put the water in your hand and then I used to say, chod the water. Means you just put the water down and then, so you clean your hand and then, take more water and drink and put it on your head. Okay.
Yes, Mataji.
Thank you.
We basically, we are purifying our body before offering the deity worship. So because our body is not very pure at any time, so we just kind of purify it with the holy water. So it is actually recommended, and we did this to bring the water of Radha Kund. Remember that if you bring Radha Kund's water back, then you have brought water from all the places. So actually what we did was we brought a bottle of Radha Kund water. You can also, when you go to these holy places, take a little bit of water from different places, just say Mansi Ganga, other sarovars also, other kundas also, and you can mix it all. And this is like, and you can put this in your Achman cup. So, whatever
But
water.
doesn't it get spoiled? How long it stay? Because when I was at by Ganga, I took some water, in the bottle, but then I didn't know how long it stay good. So
You just
then
put
I
like
end up,
Mataji, just put a drop. Like we have a dropper, so we just take a drop and put it into our Achman cup. So that's how.
okay, but the bottle of water stay good for a long time.
Yeah. And hopefully we keep revisiting the dham and then collect more.
Okay, I just thought that it might get bacteria or something, so I kind of pour it outside on the gas.
And then of course you can always say the mantra if you don't know, Gange cha Jamuna chaiva, you can do that if not.
Okay.
But this is also recommended that you can bring water from different kundas there. Okay, that's all I have to share about Radha Kund. I don't know what time. So we don't have much time today to continue on our discussion of 18.66. Anybody else wants to discuss anything? Narbe Prabhu.
Hare Krishna. Then pranam to all devotees. So yeah, I think so thank you first of all. Very nice discussion. Very nice points. I had no idea about Ahuri Ashtami and that Bahula Ashtami, the same Bahula story of that Bahula cow that we read about or hear about. The Krishna series, the kids series, has one of the cartoons of that Bahula story. So the Navya used to watch that a lot. So kids would like it. If any of the kids, devotees, they want to show their kids, there's the Krishna series, the cartoon Krishna, Little Krishna, that actually has its stories actually from Krishna book, and they are being kind of overseen by ISKCONs, and so they are reliable. They are not just anything made up like some other serials and stuff.
Right.
What I was also thinking, remembering was when you mentioned about the Panda Ghat, I was remembering about how I think it was whoever the architect was who was digging the pond, that Kunda. They at night they were supposed to cut those trees the next morning, and he was sleeping and he got a dream. And his dream, the Pandavas came and said, actually, these are us. We are meditating at this Radha Kund. So please do not cut. Um, or it's at the Sham Kund. Sorry, it's not at the Radha. It's at the Sham Kund, and that's why that Sham Kund is not like the other one is more circular. So if you see the geometry from the satellite pictures, the Radha Kund is more, um, it's more symmetrical, circular, and this one has a divot in it where the trees are. And it is said like it's like Krishna, because Krishna is also in a Tribhang form, so his Kund is also like that. That's why, and that's where the trees stand, which are the Pandavas in meditation. Hare Krishna.
Yes, Hare Krishna. I was going to show some pictures of both. Does anyone know what is the shape of Govardhan? Govardhan is a very famous shape. It is shaped in a...
I
हाँ
think peacock जैसा है.
हाँ, peacock, मयूर shape का है. So that's why there is a punchdi, right? Punchdi is the
Yes.
pooch or the tail of the peacock. Now the Radha Kund and Sham Kund are considered the eyes of Govardhan. So this is from somebody, this is the pictures on ISKCON Desire Tree. So I'll just show. So and then I have some pictures from somebody's Facebook that I found of Radha Kund, Sham Kund. And I'll see if I can find our video also. So this is Radha and Sham Kund at Govardhan. This is the killing of Arishtasur demon. And Krishna killed him. This is Sham Kund, just to get some darshan. This is the Radha Kund, this beautiful Radha Kund. This is also Radha Kund. There are some temples there. This is Baitak, like this is Mahaprabhu's Baitak, where Lord Chaitanya found Radha and Sham Kund. So in this regard, I'll show you some verses. This is somebody taking a dip in Radha Kund. In this regard, the verses are these. When Chaitanya Mahaprabhu found these two kundas, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu danced in ecstasy, but when he arrived at Arit Gram, his sense perception was awakened. Mahaprabhu asked the local people, where is Radha Kund? No one could inform him, and the Brahmana accompanying him did not know either. The Lord then understood that the holy place called Radha Kund was no longer visible. However, being the omniscient Supreme Personality of Godhead, he discovered Radha and Sham Kund in two paddy fields. There was only a little water, but he took his bath there. When people of the village saw Mahaprabhu taking his bath in the ponds in the middle of the paddy field, they were very much astonished. The Lord then offered his prayers to Sri Radha Kund. Of all the gopis, Radharani is the dearmost. Similarly, the lake known as Radha Kund is very dear to the Lord because it is very dear to Srimati Radharani. Just as Srimati Radharani is most dear to Lord Krishna, so her lake known as Radha Kund is also very dear to him. So, in that lake, Lord Krishna and Srimati Radharani used to sport daily in the water and have a rasa dance on the bank. Indeed, Lord Krishna gives ecstatic love like that of Srimati Radharani to whoever bathes in that lake even once in his life. The attraction of Radha Kund is as sweet as that of Srimati Radharani. Similarly, the glories of the Kunda are as great as Srimati Radharani's. So there are so many verses you can see. Because of its wonderful transcendental qualities, Radha Kund is as dear to Krishna as Srimati Radharani. It was in that lake that all opulent Krishna performed his pastimes with Radharani with great pleasure and transcendental bliss. Whoever bathes just once attains Radharani's loving attraction. Who within the world can describe the glories and sweetness of Sri Radha Kund? Mahaprabhu thus offered prayers to Radha Kund. Overwhelmed by ecstatic love, he danced on the bank, remembering the pastimes performed on the banks of Radha Kund. He marked his body with the tilak made from the mud of Radha Kund, and with the help of Balbhadra Bhattacharya, he collected some of the mud and took it with him. So these are the pastimes at the banks of Radha Kund. And then let me show you some more pictures and then we can finish. This is somebody's picture I found. I thought they were nice pictures. This is actually a website, Braj Rasik. I often go to this website to look for. They're very melodious posts there sometimes. So, monkeys there all the time. This is...
माता जी राधा कुंड का शेप एक जैसा है और कृष्ण कुंड का शेप ऐसे तीन तरफ से ऐसे कोने से निकला हुआ है। तो मैंने पढ़ा था कि राधा रानी सीधी सादी है, इसलिए उनका कुंड सीधा साधा है, और हमारे श्री कृष्ण टेढ़े हैं तो उनका कुंड भी त्रिभंगी टेढ़ा मेढ़ा ही है।
Yes, yes, Mataji. That's what Nirbhay Prabhu was also saying, that Radha Kund is very symmetrical. If you see it's how it's like rectangular,
Yes.
whereas Sham Kund is tribhang, like triangular. And part of the reason is, yes, Krishna is Teda Meda, but also like Nirbhay Prabhu was saying that there are those Pandav trees that did not need to be cut. So like that, this is, I thought this person put very nice pictures. They did really good job.
और माता जी, जब भी हम लोग वृंदावन जाते हैं, राधा कुंड और श्याम कुंड पे जाएंगे, तो राधा कुंड की साइड में तो बहुत रश होता है और श्याम कुंड खाली सा थोड़ा रहता है हमेशा।
Yes, yes, Mataji. Yeah, Sham Kund में इतना नहीं जाते लोग. Radha Kund is the, because Krishna को राधा रानी, क्योंकि we're trying to please Krishna. Actually, we are trying to please Radha Rani, but we go by the instructions of Krishna, and Krishna has instructed us to bathe in Radha Kund. Krishna has instructed us to please Radha Rani, so that's why we do that. And so Krishna is completely, sold to Radha Rani. So, and our goal is also to please Radha Rani. So that's why Radha Kund is the topmost place for us. We want Krishna Prem, and Radha Kund is made of Krishna Prem. It's the liquid love of Radha Rani for Krishna. Okay, so that's where we'll stop. If you give me 2 minutes, I can try to find that video we made 2 years back at the Radha Kund. It's like 1 or 2 minutes video, but it was, that's where we prayed for all the devotees that in Jackson, Memphis area, that maybe, be able to serve everyone, everybody gets connected to Krishna. Till then, till I'm looking for this video, anybody wants to share anything?
Mataji, can I share a few things from?
Yes, Mataji, please.
So Mataji, it's like the Hoya Ashtami, what you said. Like I've been doing this Hoya Ashtami for 21 years, I guess.
Wow.
Yeah, 20 years. Yes, Mehul is 20. So yeah, 20 years. And I did not know why I was doing this. So today I found the relation, like how this is what you're saying is so right, how it's all interlinked, kaise, how the cow and the calf, cow was trying to protect the calf is trying to protect the cow. So it's the similar, it's the same thing as Hoya Ashtami, we do this for our kids. So today I found the real connection of why I've been doing this for 20 years. And like how sometimes we keep on doing things, but not realizing the meaning of anything we do. So it's kind of, it really hit me hard that how this is all interlinked, how Ashtami and, Bahula Ashtami and all these are so interlinked. And the other thing I really found very is I was going to ask you about the Sham Kund. We have heard so much about and read so much about Radha Kund, but I didn't see much. I didn't know much about how a Sham Kund formed. So I wanted to ask you that, and you brought that up. So that was really good to know about how Sham Kund was formed. What's the significance of Sham Kund too. So thank you for sharing that. This was a very informative class. We learned so much about this.
Thank you, Mataji. I'm just learning myself. But that's such an that's what I was so confused. We have celebrated a Hoya Ashtami all our life, actually. Yeah, as a child, I always used to celebrate. So, Mataji, this is another thing I found was very, so Hoya Ashtami, they tell a story. That story is about a mother somehow killed a lion's cub, and that's why she was punished. And, so, but then in the end, it talked about it said Krishna Ashtami. So this is completely like this is not related to Krishna consciousness. This is more Karm Kandi path, okay? But even in this, they're saying that when women who do not have children and perform all prayers and rituals of Ahoy, it's called Krishna Ashtami. On such day, women who wish for a child take bath in Radha Kund. So on today's day. So see how like things are very much linked together. It's not, and we just have been given different understandings by the Lord according to our intentions. Like if somebody is going with bhakti bhav, like we are doing, then we are just completely surrendered to Radha Kund. We go to Radha Kund with the mood of getting Krishna prem. But if somebody is doing it for a material reason, like if they want a child, or if they want to just protect their children, things like that. A woman that keeps having miscarriages, that woman who is having fertility problems, then that woman is also instructed to take bath in Radha Kund. So somehow or the other, Krishna is giving us an opportunity to take shelter of him, according to, based on our different intentions, based on our different desires, different motives. He knows that we will have difficulties and disturbances in this world, and we will be more attached to those things than to him. Not everybody will be able to come to pure devotional service, so let's create these type of different festivals, different type of rituals to somehow take shelter of him in one way or the other. So this was very, very wonderful to me. I was reading it this morning and I was sharing with Nirbhay, how is this related? Why are they saying to take bath in Radha Kund if somebody wants to have a child? So, but today, and on today's day, because today is Radha Kund appearance day. So, I mean, somehow or the other, Krishna is just guiding us.
माता जी, आज नमिता माता जी का भी व्रत है अहोई अष्टमी का।
Oh, Hari Bol.
Mataji, if we look at the Hoyashmi's picture, the one which we usually worship today, like there's a picture, it's of cows on there. And I
Yeah.
never realized till now why the cows are on there.
So,
it's just
Mataji, in that story, do you remember the story? The lady by mistake kills the lion cub, and
Yes.
so she loses all her 7 kids in that year. And the husband and wife were very distraught, and they were leaving for pilgrimage, and they were doing this very hard fast. So then the god approached them and told them, you don't have to do all this, just go back and serve the cows. So he told them to serve cows, and you will, I can't remember the end of it, but basically he instructed them to serve cows. So somehow, he's engaging us.
A couple of things. One, we need to plan that meeting at the cow shed, right?
Yes, at Goshala, yes.
At the Goshala, we need to plan that. Okay.
Okay, let me show this video very quickly.
Go ahead.
I don't know how it was. Can you hear it?
Yes.
Yes, माता जी।
Devotees, we are at और यहाँ पे हम लोग आए हैं
हमने ऑफर किया आपके लिए फ्लावर्स एंड लैम्प
कृपा से, और सारे डिवोटीज के लिए भगवान कृष्ण से मांगते हैं कि वो उन पे भी अपना
प्योर डिवोशनल सर्विस ऑफ द लॉर्ड।
हरि बोल, हरि बोल, हरे कृष्ण।
राधा कुंडा तट कुंजा कुटीरा, राधा कुंडा तट कुंजा कुटीरा, गोवर्धन पर्वत जमुना तीरा, राधा कुंडा तट कुंजा कुटीरा।
Hare Krishna, dear devotees of ISKCON Jackson, Lansing, Nampa, we are offering this lamp and flowers.
राधा श्री श्री राधा कुंड।
कुसुम सरोवर मानस गंगा, कालिंद नंदिनी विपुला तरा।
Hरि Bol.
Hari
beautiful.
bol Mataji, beautiful video Mataji.
Mataji, that was on the day of Holi. तो
Yes,
आप
Mataji,
सोचो
Holi से
वृंदावन की होली.
Hari bol.
लग रहा था आपके कलर सब लगा था प्रभु जी के भी. That was beautiful, Mataji. Very nice.
Oh, I
Oh, I'm confused with you, Mataji.
So yeah, that day was Holi. So we were all colored. Vrindavan में Govardhan में we dared to do parikrama on the day of Holi. So
हम सब लोग तो यूएस में रहते हैं, हम राधा कुंड अब कब जा पाएंगे पता नहीं.
yes, Mataji. So today is the day to pray for it. So that's all I think we have to share. Of course, there are very beautiful songs. The song that was playing in the video called Radha Kunda Tata Kunja Kutira. You can sing that song also. You can read this killing of the Arishtasu demon pastime. But yeah, many things we can do today to take shelter of this Lord. I'll stop here. Any questions, corrections, realizations? Okay, so we'll stop for today. We'll
Think that actually in 2003 or 2004, I had gone to, so I'm from Delhi, and I don't think I'd been to Vrindavan, even despite Vrindavan just being like 3 hours from Delhi, 3.5 hours from our home. I'd never been there. And in 2003 or 4 is with Abhiram Gopal Prabhu, which is Atul Prabhu, who used to be a roommate in college. We had gone with some other college friends, 3, 4 people had gone. And we actually didn't know at the time that it's going to be Bahula Ashtami. Luckily, when we had gone, we did Govardhan Parikrama, Nirjal Govardhan Parikrama. And, we were young college kids. We were thinking, oh, it's easy. And, so old, so some old people are doing this and that. But Krishna humbled us. So that day, I that was a time I almost passed out at Shri Radha Kund. I didn't realize that's Radha Kund, but I was so tired and got almost what we call pre-syncopal, basically dehydrated, and I almost passed out there. I remember that, but just for a second or so, just nothing happened. But then, and it was late over there. If any devotees go, remember that after 6 or 7 p.m. There's no transportation back from there to come back. So from there to Vrindavan or Mathura or other places, there's no transportation to go back. So usually you have to stay the night there. So be careful if you're going. You should know these things. So we just checked into whatever dharamshala or whatever was there and stayed the night. But yeah, I remember that we were just we didn't know much at the time and about all this, all the significance and stuff. But we got to be there on Bahula Ashtami, and we were lucky. So just wanted to share that. Hare Krishna.
people. It's a good place to, if you wanted to pass out, that's a good place to pass out. So very nice. Thank you, Nirdu Prabhu, for sharing. I have heard Abhiram Gopal Prabhu make fun of you about that. But yeah, so now going with full information, knowing the significance, the story, the importance, how it's the topmost destination, topmost spiritual destination for devotees. That is a whole different feeling when you go there. So that's why when we go for the dham, we should hear about the dham, because then the dham manifests itself in more amazing ways. We have to hear the darshan before we see the darshan from our eyes. Okay, thank you everybody. We'll stop here. We'll chant Hare Krishna one round if you're available, since we finished on time.
माताजी आप गौशाला के बारे में कुछ बोल रहे थे क्या?
Let me stop the class, Mataji, then we'll talk more. वाञ्छा कल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्येव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः. गुरुवे गौरचन्द्राय राधिकाय तदालय कृष्णाय कृष्ण भक्ताय तद्भक्ताय नमो नमः. जगद्गुरु श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय. राधा अष्टमी बहुलाष्टमी महामहोत्सव की जय. All glories, all glories, all glories to the assembled devotees, all glories to Guru and Gauranga. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna.